and welcome finally after a really long time away back to Shorm Grove. And I'm sort of changing the format of this stream to I'll do one of these late night streams whenever I have a topic I want to talk about. If I don't, I'm just going to do my usual silent Skyrim. Yeah. Now, I've made this world a copy of the original world. And since, I do lore about this shit, this is going to be, I guess, multiverse thing. I'm still fine-tuning the details of that, but basically Jash, me, is streaming thinking I'm doing a bunch of stuff, and it turns out in another reality that character is affecting it, so in the purely, god damn it, hang on, that was not as smooth as I intended. So in, I guess you could call it the main reality, we're going to stick to working on smaller villages, while here we'll go a combination of creative and survival, depending. Because, gosh, this is not smooth at all. Because a big project like this, I think, is really what was making me pause. Yeah, so I'm gonna try a combination and see if that makes things easier. God. Oh. Sorry, let me get used to these controls again and park all these lovely doggos. And I do want a combination of survival, and creative, because I like the sort of little challenge of survival, but sometimes I think it might be too big of a challenge for me, so... Okay, let's try. Here we go! Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, planks. And we want the cherry plank. Okay. So, what is going to be the initial topic? And, hang on. Drum roll. I'm going to be talking about the strangers. And I'm going to... Now I've made a sort of a bullet list of things to talk about. So... to try to keep me a little bit on track, at some moments I will not be looking at the chat and instead focusing on the bullet points. Okay, jeez, fucking Christ. So long. Oh my gosh. I can do it, it's no problem. This is only part of it, because we still have to go back to Shorm Grove, and then we have to also... Gosh, I can't. We have to go back to Shorm Grove, and then we're also going to the underworld thingamajig, which I cannot think of the name. But anyways... The strangers. Let's see my first. So I think I should first, with the strangers, go about my history, of the series. And, I had heard of the strangers for a while. Now, when I was younger, I was not a horror hound. Now, I am. Most movies and shows I watch tend to be horror related. Horror tapped to other different series, so I think I really first really heard about it a few years after the original movie had come out in 2008. And I had, heard all the plot twists and everything, and it was definitely on my to-watch list, and I finally saw the movie myself, and it was really, really, really good. Like, it was definitely, hands down, a classic. Must watch. And so, when a sequel came out, I think it was 10 years later, because the original came out in 2008, and Pray at Night came out in 2018, I believe. I didn't write that on my note on the bullet point outline. And it's a little worrying when, a sequel comes out like 10 years later. But still, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be, new strangers content. Oh my god, this will be nice. Let's see what this group of stranger does this time. And it was just stupid. It was bad. It was a bad movie. And because the sequel was such a bad film, and I think if Pray at Night hadn't been a sequel to a really amazing film, I could enjoy it in a so bad it's good sort of way. Because I'm the sort of person where if you warn me, oh, you can't watch this movie, it's really bad, save yourself. I'm the idiot that goes, well, now I have to watch it. Now I have to see what it's like. But yeah, it was bad. The first movie had tense pacing with slow build-up. And the sequel was, oh, that's how far it was along working. Oh, well, learn something new every day. Okay, I guess I just have to change a little what I was doing. So anyways, the sequel came out. Yeah, it was faster paced, none of the tension was there, and everyone was a goddamn idiot. It was like... So the whole premise is this family comes to visit the grandparents. It's like, okay, that's good. That's a good reason for them to be there. And the strangers have gone there before them. But the thing is extremely obvious that something is not right. Like, it's... like, there are enough signs to go, hey, we should leave as ASAP. But no. And then everyone continues to be an idiot. And in the first movie, the strangers were made to be, I guess, sort of like a... This isn't probably doing the whole thing justice, but they're sort of like Michael Myers, this unstoppable, unkillable force. And the son and daughter are able to kill the strangers. And it's just like, this was only the second film in the series, mind you. Like, if they're going to pull this shit, maybe wait until there's like a third or fourth film. But then it's like, first movie, unstoppable beasts. Sequel, two idiot kids can stop them. And the brother ends up living even though he seem to have bled out in a previous scene, so it's just, gosh, I hate Pray at Night so much. Okay, gone. Let's see. So, when I finally went to see The Strangers Chapter 1, which came out recently, I think last week, and it's the creators of that movie are calling it a relaunch, which seems to be a reboot of the series. So, it's not a prequel, it's not a sequel, it's not connected to any previous Strangers film. And honestly, the advertising for the film was a little bit confusing on that part, because it seemed that it was going to be a prequel. But anyways, when I went into seeing the chapter 1, I wasn't thinking, well, this better be as good or better than the original. I mean, I didn't think that because, again, the original Strangers movie is a classic. It is a must-see. If you are a horror hound, if you like home invasion movies, yeah, you need to see the first Strangers. So, I'm not going to put a other movie in the series on that same pedestal. And also, I didn't care about being as good or better than the original, because I just wanted to get the goddamn taste of Pray at Night out of my mouth. I just wanted a movie that was better than Pray at Night. It's like, just get that taste. I want a good movie going experience. Okay, let me look at this. Okay. Okay, just checked my little bullet point outline. The next point is that, yes, The Strangers Chapter 1 is leagues better than Pray at Night. Chapter 1 has the nice tense atmosphere. Like, there's still some stupid things done, like people falling over, like running and tripping, like, oh, they fell. And, like, in the beginning, there's the guy has asthma asking for his inhaler, and it's like, obviously, he's going to drop the inhaler. Oh, look, it is dropped. But overall, the little bit of stupidity was not overpowering. For the most part, the terrifying thing, well, the two terrifying things were that the couple was in a situation they couldn't just run away from. And two, the strangers didn't have anything against them. Like, there would have been no way for them to talk their way out of, the torment and torture that was going to happen. Which is really the key thing that makes the strangers such a terrifying concept. They don't care about you. They don't care who you are, where you've been, anything. All they care is that you're there, you're scared, and you believed. So yeah. Yeah, I did really enjoy The Strangers Chapter 1. It was really good, really fun, really, terrifying. Fun, terrifying, I guess. I've seen scarier, but it was definitely good. Honestly, did not need to see another movie like Sting this year because I had multiple little panic attacks while watching the movie, but it was a safe environment and I wanted to be scared. It's strange. Luckily there had been only one other person in the movie theater when I went to see Sting. And if you're a horror hound and you like, one of your main scares is giant spiders, definitely see Sting. You will not regret it. I was scared shitless watching that trailer, so I was like, well, gotta see this one. Because a lot of horror does not scare me. So it really has to be something that has to really tick the right boxes for me. But I can appreciate a good horror movie. Even if it doesn't send me into cold sweats or anything. And so, Strangers Chapter 1 definitely would recommend. Whew. Okay. And so, with The Strangers Chapter 1, the director also filmed Chapters 2 and 3. So, I started forming little theories, because that's what I do. I like filming theories, not because I always, want to be right, but because it's fun. It's really fun when, you take a real shot in the dark and you end up being right. But it's also fun just going, this is probably going to just be wrong, and it's wrong, but it is so much fun. That's how I enjoy things. I mean, theories, speculating on what can happen in a series also helps deal with the whole downtime between entries. This is why I switched to creative mode, because god damn, this is going to take a while. Oh yeah, now it's on. Oh, I love swimming. Woo. Yeah, I do want to do like a combination of survival and creative. Okay, I'm just distracting myself. Oh, that's so much fun. Oh my god. Oh wait, am I connecting this all the way? Okay, that's the nexus, and this is just a bridge, part of the bridge to connect Island 1 to Island 2, and I know I had names, and one was, I think, Navi, Ghost. I'll have to double check. Because I have been away from this for far too long. Wing. Okay. So what are some of my theories? I'm glad you didn't ask, because I have an answer to that goddamn question. Okay, this is one of the plot bullet points I am going to have to look at multiple times, probably. So, in the original Strangers movie, there were these Mormon kids that end up finding, Liv Tyler and her husband at the end of the movie, and also handed out a pamphlet to the strangers. And I think this new trilogy is going to treat them as a little more important. For one, they're like just really creepy now. Like, the original movie, they were just Mormon kids being Mormon kids. But this time, like, they're really, really creepy. You know, those creepy religious kids. And instead of like the original where they were sort of there but not really real characters, they had much more of a presence in The Strangers Chapter 1. And then the fact is that the pamphlet isn't just brought up in the beginning when the Mormon kids hand them to Maya and Ryan, the couple and outsiders. There's also Ryan has to go to get his inhaler, and then he also stops by at a place to eat. A little like truck diner thingamajig. And like the lady there says, do you get a pamphlet? Which really seems to be the movie telling you, pay attention, this pamphlet is actually important. And so I became really interested in what's in the pamphlet. Because I think the pamphlet is going to hold a lot of clues. But of course, you know, if you don't know you're in a movie, you're not going to go, oh hey, this has been brought up twice, I better pay attention to this. Okay lady, I will look at the pamphlet. And you're just like the religious kooks trying to push their religion on me, just be kind, you know, but refuse at the same time. So, yeah. Pamphlets. I really want to see what's in the pamphlet. I really hope in the sequel we get to see what's in the pamphlet. What's in the box? Jeez. Let's see. Okay, next bullet point. Let's see. I also hold the theory that whoever the owner of the cabin is the leader of the strangers. He's the guy with the two girls with them. Because the people of Venus, were like, yeah, he's out hunting, but it's available now. It's like, hunting? You mean hunting deers or hunting people? Answer me. And in the opening kill of the movie, we get to see the lawyer dude running across the same forest where Maya and Ryan did in the movie. So obviously it's It's the same location. So it makes sense for that to be the sort of hunting grounds. And while, I'll admit with people who say, well, it's not like in the original where, the Liv Tyler and her husband can't just drive or have gone somewhere different because, the strangers could have still showed up. But in my opinion, the strangers' whole, mystique, I guess you could say, is all about not caring who they kill and torment. They don't personally go, hey, I hate this person, let's fuck them up. No, it's like, you're there. You just happened to be here when we wanted to kill someone. And it being in that cabin, like, cabin being prime hunting grounds, still does the same thing. God, this is such a long project. Oh my god. Yeah, after I'm done with this, building this Nexus part, I am going to switch to survival and go to Shorm Grove, and there's other projects to work on there after that. Jesus. But anyways. God, what was I saying? Yeah, it's still... The strangers didn't have anything against Maya and Ryan. They just happened to be there. They made a slight mistake, and now they're there. The strangers were like, well, we're going to get Maya and Ryan into this situation to get lost and attack them here. No, they just happened to be at the cabin. But yeah, the owner is definitely the leader of the strangers. No question about that. Although I do hope in this new trilogy they don't answer. Because it would suck if we saw the strangers' faces. It just... you want to find out who they are, but at the same time, they're such effective killers, horror icons, because you don't know who they are. Okay, now let's see the last point. I think it's... Hang on, let me drink some water. I think it's pretty obvious that the people of Venus know about the strangers. I don't know if they know who the strangers are. Although, with one lady talking about the pamphlet, I think they, depending on what's on the pamphlet, they might at least know how these strangers operate. I mean, maybe the owner of the cabin doesn't really exist and they all just keep up the cabin to give, any outsiders that come into town, say, hey, stay here. Because for some reason, the people of Venus are deciding to work with the strangers, or at least allow them to. It could be that the people of Venus know exactly what the strangers are up to and everything. Or it could be that they don't know exactly what goes on, but the pamphlet has little warnings, of what to avoid, where to avoid. Which, the strangers being the strangers could only be so effective but the people of Venus might realize, hey, they spare us if, there's someone in the cabin. And maybe they sort of use outsiders as sacrifices so that at least they're not harmed. And that's all that matters. And that would actually sort of sacrificial lambs would keep up with the whole sort of religious themes, like if the Mormon kids are part of this somehow. Like, maybe. Like, hey, if we keep on bringing people to the cabin, then hey, that means our lives are all spared and safe. But at a certain point, the strangers are going to be the strangers and just, well, not care about the cabin anymore, possibly. Like, we're big boys now, we don't need no cabin. So at least those are my little theories about the strangers. Chapter 1, and sort of guessing on what might happen in chapters 2 and 3. So, hey, hi, Thorny Sips. How you doing? But yeah, that's my theories on the strangers, chapter 1, and what might happen in chapters 2 and 3. So, what do you think's going to happen? I think I'm just going to build some more of the Nexus here, and then call it a night. Don't know when I'll get back to this again, but anytime I have another topic to talk about, I will be building again and again and again. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Today wasn't too busy, nothing bad happened. The birds were decently behaved. All 4 of them are asleep now since it's around 2:37 a.m. my time. Yeah, I hope these late night streams are good to watch. I know they definitely have an audience. They're fun to do too. Nowadays I tend to do late night Skyrim streams. I haven't done a Minecraft stream in a little bit. just figuring out if it's day or night so we can. Okay. So I want the rain to go away. Because with rain there can be thunder, and lightning and thunder, and lightning makes, you know, things go away. Can only sleep at night and during thunderstorms. Okay. That's a no. So not much longer before I say adieu for the night. After this Nexus little thing is built, I'm going to switch back to survival and then head back to Shorm Grove, the little village base I built and expanded upon. Then we'll eventually get to gain enchantment so I can take the tops of the mycelium and can actually, you know, have grass. Then I also plan to go to the Nether to really make this Nexus pop, because the plan is that island there and that island there, you know, where people live and such, and this is the city. And since they're just two little islands, they're going to definitely need other people to come and trade with them. So that's why this is so big. this little Nexus is so big. So people can both work and, depending on their work schedule, you know, sleep in the city if need be. And I'm planning for also to be covered by wood to just, you know, not look that impressive until you get in the Nexus and it's like, oh. I plan to do the hard thing of getting villagers to this city, and not just, you know, in creative mode say, hey, here's a villager, there's a villager, ta-da. I like the little bit of challenge, you know, survival peaceful does offer. Just building all this on survival is, I think, the reason why I was really finding it hard to continue to do Minecraft. Oh gosh, hang on, wrong controls. Okay, I do still have torches here. There we go. So yeah, this is a copy of the original world that I did Shorm Grove in. I think I originally started this world out because when the whatever update came with the cherry groves, I was like, I want to find a cherry grove, and that's where things were going to originally end. Then I was like, now I have to build a village. Now this has consumed my life, and then I'm going to even write lore about it. I'm going to focus a little bit on the lore and such, and getting streams of Shorm Grove out a little more regularly, but again, just like tonight's whole thing was really talking about The Strangers Chapter 1, I'm going to have another topic next time. I don't mind bits of quiet for these, but yeah. I do like to talk, and I like to be, I guess, a little bit coherent, which is easier to do when I'm like, aha, I'm going to talk about this and that. I do like to talk and discuss things, and due to my vertigo, I'm not able to write on my blog as much, so there are definitely topics that I want to talk about now and don't have time to do a blog post on, so that's what these topics are probably just going to be. The only other time I really do anything in Minecraft nowadays is my Josh Reads episodes where I read a book cover to cover, and I read a chapter and I discuss the chapter. And I'm going to probably be doing Animorphs for the next few years because I'm on book 13 in the main series, and there are 54 books in the main series, 4 Megamorphs, 4 Chronicles, and I'm not going to worry about the Alternamorphs, which was choose your own adventure for Animorphs. I love choose your own adventure books. I really used to love them back in the day, but Alternamorphs they sucked. They were not good. I mean, for one, they were the one choose your own book series that I really liked tended to have a lot of different outcomes. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot. Let's see. This is big. I need to back up a little ways, dude. Okay, see, cheese. Cheese. Okay, let's do this from a few angles. Okay, let's see. Also, let's see here. Is this a good view? I just threw this on really quickly because I'm like, hey, I seem to have pink hair and such, so I'm gonna work around that. Okay, let's go. Okay. Now let's go to my little wolf pack. Parked all my little doggos. Little running animation on the side. not think of building a little city around here. No. Keep yourself under control, Josh. Remember, Ark, you're only using creative mode to help make things easier, not to go total insanity like you could. Okay, let's see. So, I'm going to end this stream now. Just relax, I'm going to export this over to YouTube and then probably hit the hay. Figuratively, luckily enough. I mean, my bedding situation is not so bad as that yet. So I hope everyone had a good time watching this, watching me build, hearing me ramble on about the strangers, and also get a little Animorphs talk, because I always have to talk about Animorphs. So I hope you all have a good night, stay safe, and don't do anything too stupid. I'm from Florida, so yeah, don't do anything stupid, you know, has a wide range of... Bye.